Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Katie. In this video I'm going to be doing my August's full face and first impressions a month later, so I'm just going to give you any updated thoughts and just a mini review of the products that I used in my first impressions in August. The main reason I do this is because I know when a lot of people watch first impressions, the kind of complaint is, well, it's just a first impression. How do I know if you're going to like that product in a few weeks' time? How do I know whether you're going to reach for that product a lot? Are you just saying you like it and you're never going to use it again? That sort of thing. So that's why I'm going to try and do this with all of my first impressions from now on. So we did have a pretty good first impressions for August, and most of my opinions here are quite positive. So I'll start with the foundation and concealer that I used. So I tried the It Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC Colour Correcting Full Coverage Cream, and I got mine in the lightest shade Fair. It is this product here. And I also, to go with that, got a concealer from It Cosmetics as well. This is the Bye Bye Under Eye Full Coverage Anti-Aging Waterproof Concealer. Mine's in the shade Light Ultra Fair, again the lightest shade. These are quite raved about products, and they did recently come to Boots, so I thought I would try them. They are definitely on the pricey side, but I decided, hey, let's do it. People like these products, they get a lot of good reviews, so let's see what all the fuss is about. In the first impressions, I did really like these products, and I do still really like these. I do really like how they look on the skin. Starting with the foundation, I would describe it as more medium coverage. I personally don't think this is full coverage, not on my skin anyway. I'd say it's more medium coverage. It has a really nice fragrance to it, and I know a lot of people hate fragrance and foundations, but I personally quite like it. You can tell like it's one of those products that's probably got quite a lot of skincare benefits to it. It definitely feels very lightweight on the skin. It's just one of those foundations that just feels really nice to apply. The colour match, I find that it's a tiny bit dark for me. I do find that I use this on its own regardless though. It's only like ever so slightly dark. It's definitely got the right undertones to it. It's more on the warm yellowy side, which my skin is more warm yellow. I have quite blotchy skin, so it kind of looks like I might be more cool toned, but I always go by my neck, not my face, so I am more on the warm side. I did really like this. I think it has a beautiful finish, and as I said, it's really lightweight and you can tell it's got like skincare benefits. If I'm being completely honest, because it was so expensive and I've heard so many great reviews of this, I was kind of expecting a little bit more to it. I don't know, I don't know whether it was coverage wise or just the kind of wow effect, but it just didn't quite get to that level. But it's definitely not a bad product. Really like it, and I feel the same about the concealer. The concealer definitely has got some really good coverage, but it's just nothing that's like too wow. Like I feel like there are drugstore concealers that are quite similar in terms of coverage for this. Both of them are quite like oily and on the greasy side, not in like a horrible way, but just something to bear in mind if you've got oily skin. I find that once I've set it with powder, that's not an issue at all, but if you're the kind of person that doesn't like really like dewy, oily base products, these probably wouldn't be for you. I find that the colour of the concealer it's definitely lighter than this. I actually really like the colour of this. It's definitely very pale. So for all you fair-skinned people, this is definitely a very light concealer. I do really like these, and I probably will bring these on holiday with me. But would I necessarily repurchase them? I think for the price I probably wouldn't, just because they are quite expensive for what they are. So I'm not sure if I'd repurchase them, but I definitely do like them a lot. In terms of wear, I've worn it obviously a few times throughout the month, quite a lot actually, and I would say the wear's pretty average. It's nothing too extraordinary, nothing too bad either. I have got both of the products on today as well as the powder that I tried, so I think what I'll do is I will just keep this makeup on all day, and then before I take it off I'll just film a clip of it and just give you some more details about how the wear is. But I think the wear's pretty average, nothing outstanding, nothing terrible, just fairly in the middle. Hello, so it's a completely different day to when I filmed the rest of this video, but this day I am wearing the It Cosmetics foundation and concealer, and I thought I'd just do my little wear thing now, and I look like a train wreck because I've been at work all day and my eyeliner is like all over the place, and I'm knackered, and I don't look great. So I've had this on for just under 10 hours, so it has been quite a long wear test. In my opinion, this foundation, the wear is quite average. Like at this point it really doesn't look great. It has like disintegrated quite a lot, but it definitely doesn't look absolutely terrible. Like it's still okay in certain areas. I'll zoom in a bit, ignore like all the like kind of mess on my face, but I don't know if you'll be able to see like how it's kind of separated all over here on my forehead, between my brows. It's completely come off my nose, but that happens with every foundation, and it's sunken like into my pores and kind of disintegrated around there, and on my chin as well. In like my kind of cheek though, it doesn't look too bad, and certain areas like my temples, it's not too bad. I would say the wear's pretty average. It's not really like amazing wear. It's not like, wow, I'm so impressed, this has worn so well. But it's not like, oh my god, I'd never wear that again, it's so bad. So, on like a scale of 1 to 10, so at a 9, I would put like the Max Factor foundation that I've just tried. I have no idea if that video is up before or after this one, but I thought that had really good wear. And the W7 foundations, I'd put them at like 9. I wouldn't give them a 10 just because I'm holding out hope that there is an even better wearing foundation than those. But let's say W7 Max Factor, best wearing foundations I've found, they're a 9. And 0 is there is literally no foundation on my face. I'd put this probably like 6.5, I think is where I would put that on this scale. So, okay, decent wear, nothing special, nothing to wear. I am so impressed by the wear and would like comment on that being a pro factor of it, if anything. So anyway, back to the rest of the video. So as I said, I do also have the powder that I tried on. This is from a brand called Inuit. It is the Milky powder, and it is literally just a translucent powder. And I think this is one of those powders that initially it kind of goes on and it's quite like white. You can kind of tell that it's there, but then after a while it starts to kind of adapt to your skin. Like I've had this on for like about an hour now, and like it's kind of, it just meshes into your skin like after a while, which I quite like. But obviously I don't know how well this would work on like a darker skin tone, if it would have like a bit of a white cast to it. I think that's like a possibility with this, to be honest, but for me I find that it does initially do that, but after a while it just kind of meshes into my skin. I kind of feel that way about the finish as well. Like I feel like initially it doesn't have the nicest finish ever. Like you can tell there's a powder there, but then after you give it some time to kind of sit in your skin, it starts to kind of like mesh in a bit better. Like I'm looking at it now and the finish looks a lot more natural, a lot more flawless than it did when I initially put it on. So I think this is kind of the kind of powder that just needs a bit of time to mesh into your skin, but once it does, it's nice. I mean, when you initially put it on, I wouldn't say it's the nicest finish in the world. It's not super flawless. It can look a little bit dry. Definitely not terrible though. As I said, just give it some time. Maybe see if you don't initially like it. Just let it sit in your skin for a while and see if your opinion changes. I think it was quite expensive. I got it off Beauty Bay. I can't really remember the price. I feel like it was maybe like a tenner or £12. Don't necessarily think it's worth that price. Don't necessarily know if I'd rebuy it. It's not the best powder I've ever tried, but it's certainly not bad. It controls your oils, it mattifies your face. I mean, what more can I say? It's obviously translucent, so it's not going to make you like orange or oxidize your face in any way. As I said, I'm not really sure how well this would work on a deeper skin tone, and if it would kind of look a bit like you got patches of white in your face. Possible, but I don't know. As I've said, maybe let it sit in your skin for a while and that might disappear. So I got a contour product and a bronzer product. So I got the LA Girl Just Blushing in Just Because, which is a really cool toned brownie sort of colour that's quite good for pale skin as like a contour shade. That's the colour as you can see here. So I did really like it in the video. I did use it like a short while afterwards, and I did it like once I'd set my face, and I did find that it wasn't quite looking as nice as when I'd initially used it. It did look a bit harsh and it wasn't blending as nicely. I've used it today, but this time I used it before I set my face, which is something I used to do with contour products a lot. See, I used to do this a lot with contour products, and then I just kind of stopped using contour products altogether. But I personally think my preference is to contour and then set my face, just because I feel like you can really blend it out properly when you do that. I think if you put powder on and then do it, like for me anyway, sometimes I'll blend it and it just won't blend as nicely. Whereas if you do it before you set your face, you can literally just go in with your sponge and like pat it into your skin, and it just kind of meshes in really naturally. Like it's not going to look as defined, and I know some people really want that kind of sharp defined look when it comes to contour, but for me I do kind of prefer something a little bit more natural, because whenever I do it like after I set my face, it just looks really harsh and it never blends as nicely as I want it to. But I do think this works as a contour product. I mean, I've not really got anything bad to say about it. It's just that one time I used it, it wasn't blending as nicely as I wanted to. If I use it under powder, it's not an issue at all. Blends flawlessly that way. And I also got a contour pan from Makeup Geek, but I got this more so to use as a bronzer because it is more on the warm side. I got the shade Love Triangle Warm Porcelain. That is it there. I've got this one on as a bronzer today and I really like it. It's just perfect. It's a really good shade for my pale skin. Blends lovely. It's a nice matte bronzer. I like matte bronzers every now and then. I kind of like to alternate between matte and shimmery. It's just beautiful. I can't say anything bad against this product. I just think it's really good. I probably would bring this one on the holiday with me as well. Perfect shade for me. Perfect formula. I guess the fact that it's a pan maybe is a little bit inconvenient. I would, you know, prefer it to kind of, you know, have some packaging to it. Right out I got the Milani Strobe Light Instant Glow Powder in 01 Afterglow. This one here, and I have got this one on my cheeks and, well, all over my face today. And I've reached for this one a lot throughout the month. I really like this highlighter. It's very pigmented, but it's not too like harsh. Like, it meshes into your skin really nicely. I said this in the video and I feel the same way now. It doesn't kind of look like you've got a really like harsh highlight on, but at the same time it gives you a really like intense glow. It's kind of weird. It's a bit of an oxymoron, but it just kind of just gives you a really nice sheen. It's really nice, but it's not like an intense colour pigment behind it, if that makes sense. Like, so you'll get like white highlighters or like pink highlighters or gold highlighters, but you can really kind of see that colour. But this one, it's more so just shine on your face, if that makes sense, which I really like. It's just the kind of thing that I want to wear on a regular basis. It's just a beautiful highlighter. I mean, look at the pigmentation. It is great. I don't know how well this would work on a darker skin tone to me, but they have like about 8 different shades of this, so hopefully that means everyone can find something for them. I love that highlighter. Also think I'm going to bring that on holiday with me. I'm going on holiday soon, which is why I'm saying this in like one of these products. I tried 2 eyebrow products in that video and I have got both of them on my brows today and I'm quite actually happy with my brow game. The first thing I got was the BH Cosmetics Studio Pro Shape and Define Brow Duo Brow Pencil in Ebony, and it comes like this. You get a micro brow pencil on one side and then a thicker angled pencil on one side. And if I'm honest, I haven't used this a lot just because on a more regular basis I don't use brow pencils. I will literally just use like gels on their own. That doesn't mean that I don't like this. I actually really like this brow pencil. It's probably like becoming one of my favourite brow pencils. Like, I've used it today and I'm just like, yes, I love it. The colour's great because it's just quite neutral toned. It's not like too warm, it's not too cool. It's just a very kind of neutral brown colour, which I'm going for at the moment. It's just a really good brow pencil because it doesn't come out too harsh. It blends very nicely once you're using a spoolie. I mean, my one issue is that you don't get a spoolie with it, but I mean, it's not really that much of an inconvenience to just get another spoolie out of your collection. So I like that you can kind of use both of these on their own. I've not used the thicker side on its own. I've only really would use the micro one. I've only used the micro one on its own. I feel like you only really need the micro one, but the other side, it just kind of, you know, smooths it over a little bit, if that makes sense. It kind of just gives it a little bit of an extra kick, your brow. Really like this brow pencil, definitely would recommend. I got the Barrier M Take a Brow Shape and Define Brow Gel. This definitely does have a lot of excess. When I was using it to fill in my brows today, I had to wipe a lot of excess product off this. I find that a little bit of an inconvenience with brow products because then I feel like you're kind of just wasting product when you do that, and you don't really want to do that, to be honest, because you want it to last as long as you can. And once you do wipe away the excess, it just finishes off your brows. I've also used it by itself as well, and it works very good on its own as well. My only issue is the excess. I just wish the brush didn't get so much product on it. I do like it though. That's just my one kind of complaint. The colour works pretty good. It gives you the definition, but not too harsh. It does only come in one colour though, and it is this brown colour, and then there's like a clear one as well, so obviously that's not great for a lot of people. The colour works fine for me, but that's going to be a lot of people that colour ain't going to work for. You kind of need more than one shade really, don't you? Eyeliner I got was from Barrier M. It is the Barrier M Bold Waterproof Eyeliner Black, and it's fairly standard, you know, it's just like a black pencil. Very creamy, didn't have any issues with sharpening it. Though I did recently get this Gucci eyeliner in one of my cohort boxes, and like, this is a really good sharpener. I've not had any issues with sharpening anything with that. Yeah, I've got this one in my waterlines today. I really like it. There's nothing really bad that I can say about it. It's dramatic, creamy, just really good. It's a great eyeliner. Lasts pretty well as well. lasts pretty well as well. I really like it, yeah. Obviously I've used it in my Barry M looks that I've done recently, so they turned out alright, so there you go. So the mascara I got was the Milani Lash Trifecta mascara, which lengthens curls and separates, and it comes in this nice fluorescent blue bottle. And I will insert a clip whilst I'm speaking of just like a before and after of how your lashes look, well, how your lashes, how my lashes looks before I put it on, and then after, just so you can really see the effect that it gives. I obviously filmed that while I was doing my makeup today, but obviously I have still got it on. I actually do really like this mascara. It does give you quite a lot of volume, quite a lot of length. Did find that it improved the more I used it. Is it my favourite mascara in the world? Probably not, but I've got really harsh standards when it comes to mascaras. I feel like the best mascaras I've tried are probably from like L'Oreal or something, but do I even think I found the mascara that's wowed me? I don't know, to be honest. I just want like the impossible, I think, for my lashes. But I definitely do rate this highly. I think a lot of people would really like this. It definitely does have volume. It definitely does have length. I think you'll be able to see that from the before and the after images. It definitely has got some good lash impact. So would recommend. Do really like it. So another thing I got was an eyeshadow palette, and this is from Barry M. It is the Fall in Love eyeshadow palette, and I used this in my Barry M looks. They both should be up by now, and this is what it looks like. It's just, you know, a lot of kind of autumnal, warm shades. They're all matte colours. This is the kind of one thing that wasn't super impressive to me. It's just kind of a bit bleh, you know. There's nothing really exciting about this palette. The quality of them isn't amazing. Like, it's not terrible. Like, there definitely is some pigment. Does need a bit of building, a bit of working with. They can kind of blend away a little bit. It's just not the best quality eyeshadow palette ever. And it's really annoying because Barry M just came out with like another eyeshadow palette that actually looks really good. And I would have much rather bought that one than this one, but it was too late. I wouldn't really recommend this palette, to be honest. I just feel like there's a lot better eyeshadow palettes that you can find for a similar price. Like Makeup Revolution have amazing eyeshadow palettes and they're in a similar price range. So I don't know, this isn't amazing. Like, it's not terrible. Like, I did get some decent looks in my full face of Barry M's videos using it. It's just, I don't know, doesn't excite me at all really. Don't know how much longer I'm going to keep hold of this. And I don't believe I tried a lip product, so I think that's everything. All I got to say on the makeup that I used in August first impressions. Hope that that's given you any further insight. I think what I need to do is find a way to link this video at the end of my original first impressions. Like, I don't know how I'm going to do that exactly. That's something I need to think of. I will bear that in mind when I film my next first impressions. But yeah, no one probably cares, but I filmed these videos anyway. Not done my September's first impressions yet because I've got products on the way, but I thought I'd try and get this one done fast, and like I did my last one. Really excited to try out some more makeup. And overall, I would say August first impressions went pretty well. The only thing that I really didn't like too much was the eyeshadow palette and the brow gel, a lot of excess, but other than that, everything was pretty good. So that's it for this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye! My next one will probably be my September's first impressions.
You must wake up.